Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast. Would you stick with me if I started talking like that all the time? Hey guys, would you still be my friend? Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you prove your love. Got to prove your love. If you want to be with me tonight. Coltsfoot. That's our herb of the week. I think this might be a quickie. All right, so herb 49. Yeah, we've done 49 herb of the weeks. I don't normally tell you what number the herbs are, but I just am impressed. So I'm impressed that the next week will be 50. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot of herbs. I don't even know if I can name them all off the top of my head. But anyways, I'm kind of, again, like, wow, these ones in 2021, how did you guys get an invitation to the party? But these are a lot of these upcoming herbs. Let me just peek. Yeah, they're ones that maybe don't always get in the spotlight. And then some of them, like this one today, is one of the ones that I wanted to learn more about. And it's Coltsfoot. Yeah, C-O-L-T-S foot. Coltsfoot. If you don't know how to spell foot, you're on your own, okay? All right. Coltsfoot grows around here in the woods. I see it. It's an interesting plant because I think, how do you say it, like, the blooms, like, unlike most plants, Coltsfoot blooms before its leaves develop. So it just looks like a stem and a flower when I see it. Blooms appear in early spring. The heart-shaped leaves, which resemble a colt's hoof print, follow when the blossoms go to seed. So I have some tea mixtures, tea recipes that call for the leaves, but I'll be honest, like, I never pay it much attention after the leaves come on. Like, you know, like when I'm walking and stuff, I see it in bloom because I'm attracted to flowers because I'm a little bumblebee. And, but then, yeah, like, I've never harvested the leaves. I usually just appreciate this plant. There's only one, I only have one oracle card, I guess, for it, unless I completely missed one. If so, I'll be back by Thursday to edit this podcast. But no, I think I only have one card. It's enough of a card. It's from the Herbal Healing deck by Sarah Baldwin and Ashley Verkamp. So it's the card to have. Like, you only need, if you have a card from the Herbal Healing deck, that's the only card you need. So Coltsfoot is allowed to be here as our herb of the week. And then I have a nerdy card to go with it that I found in my Coltsfoot folder. So I'm a big nerd, no secret there. And each herb has its own folder that I have in this wooden crate. So, like, if I'm taking notes or I have a printable, or like I have all these big binder cards from the Complete Guide to Natural Healing. When was this? Like back in the 90s probably. I ordered a bunch of these when I was learning about herbs, and that's in there. So anyways, yeah, I have a nerdy card from, it's a really cute deck if you want to add to your collection. It's from the Herbs and Medicinal Plants Knowledge Cards from Philadelphia, the Academy of Natural Sciences. And it's I separated them all and put them in folders, but like, you could totally use this as an oracle deck or just a nerdy deck. They're illustrated pictures and they look awesome. somewhere on my camera roll is a very nice picture of Coltsfoot. Maybe I will post that on Herbal Marie. You know, that other podcast that I have seemed to have abandoned. Sorry for party rockin'. So Coltsfoot is Tussilago farfara. Tussilago farfara. And it is a perennial. It's a creeping plant. And yeah, first it bears its yellow flowers on white, scaly stems. Kinda. That is kinda how it looks. It ain't a good looking stem for sure. Followed by leaves on stalks up to 1 foot in height. See, this year, I'll make it a point to like sit with Coltsfoot more and like watch it and go back. Cause like my mom up on her driveway kind of is shaded and there's woodsy right there. And so I know where it grows, absolutely. And so I need to just make it a point to like spend more time with it. It grows in the United States and Europe and the East Indies, and it prefers wet areas and carbonate-rich soils. The leaves and flowers are used to treat numerous respiratory ailments, and they have been known to effectively treat diarrhea, because that's how you say that. Topical applications made from the crushed leaves are good for insect bites and burns and inflammations. For medicinal use, newly opened flowers and full-size leaves are preferred. So if you didn't know what you were looking at or looking for, I could see how somebody who didn't know a flower from a hole in the ground would just look at this and think, oh, that's a rough looking dandelion, because it's a yellow flower, you know, and that's how people think. It's all right, it's okay. But like when I was like coaching my friend Osio, he's like, what kind of flowers can I eat? And I was really nervous because like, you know, he's in Denver, I'm in Pennsylvania, and he's like taking pictures of flowers that he thought were dandelions that were not dandelions. But he's since come a long way and he can identify a dandelion. But hey, if it's a Coltsfoot, I guess you could eat it too. All right, so let's get a little more nerdy, and then we'll go into our only card. And then I guess I'll try to squeeze out some affirmations for our herb of the week, Coltsfoot. And it'll hang out with us all week. Tomorrow we'll do tarot cards. And Wednesday, we're going to power up focused, flow, and expansion. We're going to power up focus. Did I like have a typo there? See, at the beginning of the year, I sat down with Spirit and we brainstormed. Yeah, I guess power up your focused. I better check on that to see if that's what I want to write. But I think Coltsfoot is definitely going to be a good herb for flow and expansion, because that's what it does in your lungs, and it brings you into the now moment. The oracle card that we're going to hang out with today has a message of presence. So yeah, like being right here, right now, like pay attention to me. And by me, I mean you. And by you, I mean your breath. So it's like, I think Coltsfoot does have definitely a few things to teach us today and all this week. All right, well, the numbers are on point today. Definitely have already a number day. So I post every day on my YouTube channel. Did you know that about me? And the first video that I uploaded after I woke up this morning was just lesson 53 of A Course in Miracles. I just read it. I just get on there with my tired face and I read it. Anyways, it was 7 minutes and 7 seconds, 707. I was like, hot dang. I love that number because 7 is my life path. And you put a 0 in the middle of them 7s. Whew, things are accelerated. So I was like, good number. What's up, sexy? What's up, sexy number? And then I just uploaded Daniel Scranton he was talking about the 90 Arcturians through him was talking about Lemuria, Atlantis, Egypt, and our ET DNA. I was like, oh, okay, that's going to be an interesting video. Well, when I got done clipping it and uploading it, it was 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Not too shabby as far as numbers go. I love having ones in front of numbers too. 515. So anyways, then I thought to myself, 5 is the number of change, right? So it's like, I think we've got some changes maybe going on to my life path. So I don't know, like maybe I overthink everything. Maybe that's what oracle readers just do. If you're an overthinker, get yourself some oracle cards. All right, you'll be seeing messages in everything, and usually you have nobody to tell. So then you're gonna have to start a podcast because you need to tell somebody. So anyways, what I love is, like, a couple years ago, it was really weird for me to always be seeing messages in numbers and colors and signs and cards and pictures and knowingness, and right, like it was maybe made me a odd cat, right? However, as nature would have it, there are many, many odd cats now. So I certainly do not feel alone in my weirdness. It's becoming more and more natural, I think, for people just to be getting their own guidance systems coming online. And yeah, for like the normal Joe, you're probably not going to have a conversation about numbers and what your numbers were trying to tell you. But hey, you never know. So I would suggest to everybody to just start talking about whatever it is that you want to talk about. And, you know, you never know who you're going to attract. Because if I wouldn't have started blabbing at the mouth 4 years ago, I think that's when I publicly started really being openly weird. I've attracted the best people just by being myself and being strange. I love the people that I know. I really do. That I've met online, and you know, and some of y'all have stuck around for like 4 years, like Rissa, like my mama friend Rissa, and Angela and Asiel, and it's like, I just love, I mean, then some people come back around, like Gracie and Jim and Tim. I'm not making these names up, these are real people. And then I just keep adding on Brad and David, and I need more, you guys. I need more names. Flora, Libra, Terra, Vulva, like everybody. Like, just keep on adding your name onto my list. Right, Nicole? I hear you. Nicole, I know you're like, when's she gonna say my name? I just did. All right, I needed a little fluff there because this isn't going to be a real long podcast. Like I said, we only have one card for Coltsfoot, but I have some nerdiness that we can dive into. We already did the Philly card. And like last week, you know, we hung out with Damiana Monday. Well, then by Tuesday, I was like not satisfied and grabbing books off the shelves, reading them to you. So if you are not satisfied with what I'm going to offer you today, talking about Coltsfoot, then get on it, girl. Get on it, dude. And go research more of what you want to know about. Okay? So please don't let me hold you back. So I did tell you the Latin name for Coltsfoot. It's Tussilago farfara. And this reveals actually the main healing property. Tussilago is derived from tussum ago, meaning I drive away the cough. That's like literally what it means. So when you brew it into a tea, the leaves of the plant are historically, it's like historical remedy for coughs, okay? Like since the Middle Ages. Sorry, science. We've only been practicing herbalism for like hundreds of fucking years. All right. When signs showing the herb hung above apothecary shop, Coltsfoot has gained a reputation in Europe as a reliable remedy for all respiratory problems. So, this medicinal action is probably because of the mucilage of the leaves. So that means they're a little slimy and soothing, and they coat the respiratory passages. Now, here's where science is going to come in. However, experts in the United States today question the safety of using Coltsfoot, as research has indicated that it may cause liver damage. Others, however, believe that if all the precautions are observed, like including the avoidance of the possibly toxic flowers and the limiting of dosages, Coltsfoot can be a very useful therapeutic herb. So, now's when I say, disclaim out the wazoo. Please do your own research with all things. I mean, here's the thing. You hear this and you're like, oh no, I better not take Coltsfoot because it might cause liver damage. Well, have you looked into ibuprofen? Like, do your research. Seriously. All right. Here's if you did do your research though, and you felt okay with it, there's other stuff. Here's what I want to say, like, as a common sense, level-headed Tarian friend for you. If you are not comfortable with this, then fuck this. Seriously, there's other stuff that's good for your respiratory system that's much less controversial, like thyme tea or plantain or marshmallow root. Like, a lot of the things that you would take this for, you could take other stuff for. So I'm not encouraging anybody ever to take anything that they're not 100% comfortable with. All right, that's my stance on it. I mean, and same thing with pharmaceuticals too. I mean, you really better do your own research. Seriously. Now, did I take ibuprofen in the last 7 days? I actually did, because I had a headache that freaking bad and I didn't have any beer. And I was like, if I'd have some beer here, then I could just drink a beer and my headache would probably go away. But I didn't. And it was like 4 or 5 hours into a headache, and I just was like, fuck it, I'll take 3 ibuprofens. And then it went away. So everything has its place. And just getting out of stress too was also, like, you know, quite possibly a remedy. The day I took it was last Thursday, the day that, the investigator to investigate me for welfare fraud, he knocked on my door. The lady that drove 2 hours with her 2 kids to pick up the rabbits, and so she hung out for 2 hours. It was all about twos, and you know how I feel about twos. I hate them son of guns. So, like, by the end of the day, I was like, dang, like, my head is banging. And it was banging for enough hours that I was like, so help me God, I gotta take some ibuprofen. But, so I weigh things out pretty good. And, once it calmed down, I calmed down, rabbits be gone. I had myself a laugh about my ex-husband trying to, basically gift me a criminal record. Wow, I guess we are not friends, because friends don't try to give friends criminal records, ya ass. All right, so good morning. It's Monday. How are you? I'm good. Now, if you did want to make some tea, they recommend in this little pamphlet using the dried leaves of Coltsfoot, only like 1 teaspoon of dried leaves, 1 to 2, like just a tiny bit, and in a cup of boiling water, and then you let it steep for about 10 minutes, and you strain it, and then you just drink like 2 to 3 cups of the tea during the day, first thing at the morning, at midday, and at bedtime. And then you could sweeten it with honey if you wanted. All right, so why would you want to drink this 3 times a day though, right? Well, you might want to drink it for asthma or heartburn or intestinal irritations or chronic bronchitis or dry coughs or gastric irritation. All right, so that's the type of things that Coltsfoot is good for. The leaves have high mucilage, okay? And so that is what is therapeutic because it coats the throat and the bronchial tube membranes, soothing and desensitizing them so dry, stubborn coughing is quieted. Now, Coltsfoot will also promote expectoration when the chest is congested, so it gets the phlegm out. Because of its toxicity, we'll just assume that it's got a little toxic shit in it, okay? Coltsfoot tea is recommended for short-term use only. So, short-term use. It contains alkaloids. So, these are the same type of things that we talk about when we talk about comfrey. And yeah, beer has alkaloids in it as well, okay? So, yeah, of course, those are toxic to the liver. Let me line up all my alcoholic friends and show you and show you what it has done to them. So yeah, you don't want to drink every day, just like you don't want to drink Coltsfoot tea every day or comfrey every day. Okay. Moderation, or just when you need it. I don't drink beer every day, but I'm learning my lesson that I should have some stashed in the back of the cupboard, because when I need one, I really actually do want one. But then like 3 months can go by and I'm just like, whatever. But in that moment, I would definitely choose beer over ibuprofen any day. And you get some calories. So it's like a meal and a remedy in itself. Okay. Is this all I'm working with today? I guess so. All right. A herbal controversy. We talked a little bit about that. Now, so these type of alkaloids may cause liver cancer. Maybe only in mice. It's hard to say. What doesn't cause cancer anymore? Other studies found that when the herb was boiled, the chemicals were no longer detectable. Some experts advise against all use of the herb because they're a bunch of pussies, and others suggest that in small doses used for 1 week, Coltsfoot leaves are quite safe because they have found the safety of middle ground. I mean, it's like I said, you have to use your own discernment. Not everybody's comfortable with using comfrey internally. Other people are like, it's fine. Other people are like, maybe sometimes. And guess what? It's all okay. You're allowed to have medical freedom with anything you want. You're supposed to have medical freedom. So you can choose. Now, we often say, like, if you're not comfortable with something, we hang out with poisonous plants here at Ho. I'm not going to suggest ever that you would ever take like Datura or foxglove, because that actually probably would kill you. But when I pull a card, we connect with the spirit of the plant. We connect with the message of the plant. And like, I'm satisfied with that. And I think so are you. So Coltsfoot could definitely be something that you are just going to connect with the spirit of this week. But isn't it also nice to know about that it might help relieve some things in the body if that would be the only thing you could find? If you had asthma and you've tried everything, maybe you want to look into Coltsfoot because it can help relieve symptoms of asthma by decreasing production of a blood protein linked to the triggering of bronchial spasms. That might be nice to know if you have asthma. So, and some herbalists suggest that asthma sufferers get relief by drinking a cup of Coltsfoot tea every morning for 1 week. So you could try it out if you've tried everything out. If you've got mouth and throat irritation, like inflammation of the mouth lining or a tickling, tickling in the mouth or the throat, You can use Coltsfoot tea as a mouthwash. And that's just making the tea, letting it cool down to lukewarm, and gargling with it several times a day. Then you're spitting it out. So you don't even have to swallow if you don't want to. There you go. Heartburn and intestinal irritation, that's another reason to drink the tea. Maybe just for 1 week. And let the mucilage in Coltsfoot to be soothing, right, to the membranes of the stomach and the intestines and the respiratory passages. You could just use this tea as a wash to help heal wounds, sores, and skin rashes. Just put a compress on whatever's ailing you. The herb's astringent tannins repair tissue, and it has zinc in it, so that would also encourage healing. I need some right now, good Lord. So I think that this is all used, just the leaves. They're just using the leaves. So get to know the plant, do your research. This says never, ever use Coltsfoot flowers. They contain higher levels of toxins than the leaves. If you are pregnant or have liver disease, avoid the use of Coltsfoot altogether. If you have a healthy beast, you might, use it, but limit the tea intake to a course of 1 week. So yeah, lots of herbs are like that. Echinacea, you would really only use that for like a week or so, and then that's it. So anyways, there's some tea mixtures on this page too. You can put it in a blend, like for chronic bronchitis with congestion. It does Coltsfoot leaves, mallow leaves, licorice root, and lavender blossoms. So there's a tea to help relieve coughing and calm irritated bronchial nerves. For dry coughs, they do the Coltsfoot, the marshmallow root, and plantain with a little anise seed. And so that helps get in there, coat the mucous membranes, the throat and the bronchial passages, and just puts a healing, soothing film on everything. So, I mean, I'd be happy just with marshmallow myself, but if it's real bad, look into Coltsfoot leaves, add a little plantain and anise seed for good measure. Now, gastric irritation, here's how they comboed up Coltsfoot leaves. They did Coltsfoot leaves with licorice root and lemon balm leaves and chamomile flowers. So that was their little healing tea mixture for soothing the lining of the stomach when it's irritated, for example, by gastric acid. And then that tea also calms cramping, chills out the stomach muscles and relieves discomfort. So there you go. Na 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 na. All right, so my nerds should be super satisfied with this Monday hangout. Seriously, and if that wasn't enough, now we're going to go into the herbal healing deck, which this is so interesting. Like that first info card that I had, it was all about the leaves. I said like never the flowers. And Coltsfoot in the herbal healing deck is in the suit of roots. So they have the deck. They have the root cards. They have the leaves. They have the flowers and the trees. And then they also have like seasons according to each one too. You'd love this deck. Absolutely. So the roots, that's where Coltsfoot is. It's with the roots, the winter north. So very interesting. And then I open it up. I have a bookmark in here of a reflexology foot, like just like a drawn one, kind of like from a magazine that I cut out and glued on a piece of paper and called it a bookmark. But like right in the top of the foot, like underneath the toes across is that the ball of your foot, maybe? Anyways, that's where your lungs and bronchi area is too. So it's like, I know of course, it's herb oracle, like that's what I'm focused on, herbs, but there's lots of other ways to help your body out. And reflexology is one that's always interests me. Reflexology interests me. Hypnosis interests me, you know, because I feel like we are a complete system. So don't ever freak out if like you don't have the herb you think you do. Like we just established, if you're not comfortable with Coltsfoot, you can do marshmallow root, you can do plantain, you can do thyme. You know, there's a lot of other ways to soothe yourself, licorice root. But yeah, they have Coltsfoot in the root section. So this will be very interesting. But yeah, take a deep breath. I feel like that's what Coltsfoot wants you to do with all this focus on the lungs. Are you breathing? Are you breathing deep? Are you moving more oxygen into your lungs? Are you getting into that spiritual woo-woo stuff and understanding that you can, with your energy, call in divine oxygen? Not even just this earth oxygen. There's hardly... I guess there's like less and less oxygen in the air even. It's kind of scary and weird, isn't it? But like, so you need to tap in to other things, you know? Like you need to start lifting your body and your mind into another type of healing experience. So Eckhart Tolle said, as soon as you honor the present moment, all unhappiness and struggle dissolve, and life begins to flow with joy and ease. So Eckhart, if you sign up on his website for like the newsletter or present moment reminders, every once in a while, I mean, yeah, he pimps out his products every once in a while, but he's not too obnoxious. And just every once in a while, all he sends is like a picture, a beautiful picture with a little inspirational what have you on it. Actually, I think I just got one this morning. Let me look for you. Yeah, I'll read it. Present moment reminder. Yeah, I like this one. It's like a picture of feet, which I'm not really into that. I'm not one of those people, but I am into dancing. And the quote is, life is the dancer, and you are the dance. Eckhart Tolle. All right, so life is the dancer, and you are the dance. So I love that. You know, he pulls me in, absolutely, every once in a while. And I like this too. As soon as you honor the present moment, as soon as you get here and now, all unhappiness and struggle dissolve. I felt like we literally just said that with our pick a crystal, didn't we? And life begins to flow with joy and ease. I like it. I likes it a lot. The name Coltsfoot is used for multiple species in the Tussilago genus. There is some crossover with the closely related pesticides, so that sometimes these species are called Coltsfoot, and sometimes known as butterbur. I know, my nerds are like, just, yeehaw, little doggy. I know, this is for you. Apparently, this podcast is for you. Tomorrow, we'll be back with tarot cards and all my emotional baggage. But today, we're getting na. So these plants have a similar appearance and growing pattern, like whether it's Coltsfoot or sometimes they call it butterbur, because there's a little bit of a crossover. Their medicinal purposes are comparable. The name Tussilago means cough dispeller, which fit this herb's reputation as nature's primary plant for the lungs. It is a cough sedative that also acts as an expectorant, easing inflammation in the respiratory tract. Coltsfoot is a useful treatment for bronchitis, colds, asthma, and laryngitis. Now, do I need to do, as I'm stirring, I'm literally just drinking warm water with honey in it. That's how lazy I am. Do I need to do another disclaimer before I continue on? Maybe. Remember when I said to always do your research and think for yourself? Do that, okay? Disclaim, disclaim, disclaim out the wazoo. Ho did not tell you to do any of this, but I will tell you about this because it's right in front of me in the book, The Herbal Healing Deck. The fresh root of Coltsfoot can produce a near euphoric experience under the right conditions. It creates a slight numbing sensation in the mouth and has a way of opening one's mind to the present moment. This is done through an awareness of the breath that comes along with an opening of the lungs. Pause. Now, my little sense of discernment, I have never tried this out for myself yet, but there's definitely a part of my mind that says this could maybe be an overwhelming experience, maybe positive for some people, maybe considered or perceived as negative as another. So it brings you into the present moment, now moment, here and now, like near euphoric, I guess, if the conditions are right. But like it makes you, I guess, so aware of the breath and the opening of the lungs. Like, do you ever, like, I am only thinking about when I used to hang out with Gemstone Luke, and he would have us do these wonky ass breathing techniques, like to the point where I was dizzy and high, like ready to fall out of my chair. Yeah, I was definitely in the present moment now. Like, am I gonna pass out from this? So it was euphoric. Was it positive or negative? Oh, that depends on what you prefer and what you like to experience. So anyways, I'm just saying, definitely do your own research. But according to this book, it says that the fresh root will bring you into the present moment, open your mind through an awareness of the breath that comes along with an opening of the lungs. So yeah, panic attacks too can bring you in the present moment. So you just, I guess, have to try it and find out. And I haven't yet. I might bite into a root and see what it's all about if I want to. All right, I'm not committing to anything. I will commit to the breath though, and breathing more, and doing more of my exercises. And I just even love it, like when we are reminded sometimes to exhale first and then bring in a super deep breath. But yeah, there are so many different types of breathing techniques and exercises. And one time I did this free class or webinar or some shit. And man, for 15 minutes, we did this crazy breathing exercises. And it was way longer and way more than I would do on my own, obviously. And it was good, I guess, because I didn't die. But I never went back for a second round of it because I was like, I don't know if this is for me. So anyways, the breath, though. The breath is for everybody, whether you take it to extremes or not. But I think all of us can improve our breathing, get out of shallow breathing, get into more deep breathing, use our breath to bring us into the now moment, for awareness, for presence, for peace. When you meditate, you're focusing on the breath. We breathe, man. It's what we do. The breath is the only function in the body that happens automatically, yet can be consciously controlled at will. Thus, it represents the link between our conscious and subconscious minds. So Coltsfoot, our herb of the week. When Coltsfoot appears to you, the message is one of presence. Stay centered in your daily life and focus on the present moment whenever possible. So again and again and again, bring yourself back to the present moment. So if you have tea right now, hold it in your hands and feel the warmth. And take a breath. Just slow it down for a minute. Slow it down with me, and I'm gonna try to sneak in a drink. It's like if you can just bring yourself back into your breath. As often as you can. It brings you into the present moment. It brings you back into your power, into your awareness. It brings you into peace. Rather than getting stuck in the past or worrying about the future, make everything you do a meditation. Make everything you do a walking meditation, a conscious, like be very mindful. Try it out. See how long you can go of really being focused here and now. Rub your hands together. Feel how they feel here and now, right? Touch your third eye on your forehead. Tap, tap, tap. Here and now. Just whatever you need to do to stay really, really present. And then move on to your next activity and try to stay really present doing that. When you take a shower, feel the sensation of the water massaging your skin. When you're walking around, feel your feet walk upon the ground, or the way your socks feel, or the way your hair feels when you give yourself a little love snuggle. I don't know. Whatever you need to do. When you're doing the dishes, feel the warmth of the water, even if it's through your old lady dish gloves. Listen to the music, like really listen to the music. Breathe in. What does it smell like today? Go outside. How cold is the air? How warm is the air? How muggy is the air? Be so present. Get out of your head and notice the world around you. Even the mundane comes alive when you experience a true sense of presence. Like if you're running through your day on autopilot, you're missing out on the human experience. I mean, we're in a body now. We might as well be in the body at times. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, get into your body. Breathe. The lungs and the breath are significant to our overall well-being. So good old Louise Hay said that the lungs represent our ability to take in and give out life itself. So people that maybe like can't breathe very deep, she may have suggested like, well, are you able to even take in life and get like, are you able to handle life? Or are you like literally shutting down to the point where you can't even breathe deep anymore? There's an energetic connection to everything. When we breathe in, we take in the gift of life. When we exhale, we give the gift of life. Breath forms the basis of our symbiotic relationship with plants. So we inhale their gift of oxygen and they imbibe our gift of carbon dioxide. So with the trees, have you acknowledged this relationship lately? With the trees and the plants and everybody out there? Our connection with nature is absolute. Though it may not always feel like it, we are a part of nature as much as the plants are. They need us and we need them. Actually, I don't really know if they need us, but they take our exhale. We definitely need them. Honor the precious gift of life with your awareness. All right, I gotta grab my phone again for you because that made me remember something that I saw this week, a documentary that is asking for people to participate in it. So listen up if you like to take movies and videos and you have a relationship with trees and you want to participate or add a submission to this documentary that's called Tree Movie, treemovie.com. Type it in. There's a video, you guys. The Trees documentary is our story as a people, as a planet. So go to movie, just tree movie. That's it. treemovie.com. And it'll be a video. It's 3 minutes. Watch it. I'll read to you. Do you love trees as much as we do? Fuck yeah. We're gathering people from around the world to co-create a not-for-profit documentary that is too sacred to be told by one filmmaker alone. So, the Trees movie is a love letter to the silent giants that control our fate. A global collaboration that shows what trees mean to you, to your life, to your community, and to the world we share. No matter who or where you are, we all have something at stake. Whether you're a seasoned filmmaker or a novice with a smartphone and a story, we invite you to grab your camera and join us in telling the timeless tale of trees. If selected, your story will be woven together with the stories of hundreds of fellow filmmakers from around the globe by a world-class production team. To send in your video, please use the button below. So anyways, this is called The Trees Movie, and you can go, and it's 11:44 right now, just to tell you how happy the universe is that I'm talking about this. treemovie.com, The Trees Movie. I'll read more, okay? Because we ain't got nothing better to do, and Coltsfoot's almost over. And there's my mom. She's texting me. She's texting me something. Good Lord. The Trees Movie. What was once debated is now undeniable. The planet is changing. Places we once called home will soon be unlivable. The question is, can we reverse it? Many solutions have been proposed, but could the answer be far more simple than we thought? For millions of years, trees and humans have coexisted in a symbiotic dance. We've lived alongside them, found shelter under their branches, eaten their fruit, warmed ourselves from their fallen remains. In exchange, trees take only the life-sustaining carbon dioxide that we exhale. We give one another life. Trees have emerged as a promising way out of this climate crisis, but we need to plant 1.2 trillion new trees by the year 2030. These trees will suck up nearly 830 billion tons of heat-trapping carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. That's about how much carbon pollution we as humans have spewed in the past 25 years. But we have to do it together. The Trees Movie is our story as a species, as a planet. So go to treemovie.com and check this out for yourself. And if you want to add your own clip, who knows? Maybe it'll get submitted into, and this is like if you use trees as medicine, if you have like a spiritual connection to trees or a story, whatever you want to do. When you watch the video that's up at the top, it'll maybe help clue you in what they're looking for or what you could submit or anything. Anyways, check it out, treemovie.com. But yeah, what made me think of it, of course, was the lungs and the breath that Coltsfoot wanted to talk about and our symbiotic relationship with plants and trees. It's a dance. It's a dance. We inhale, we exhale, and they take our carbon dioxide. They need it. We don't. They apparently don't really need their oxygen. We do. Like, it is a dance. Very much appreciative of the trees. I love the trees. I don't know what the fuck I would make a video of. Right? Like me, like, hugging a tree. I don't know. I'm probably not going to submit anything unless, like, something, spirit whispers something in my ear that I think is a good idea, which I'm always open to. But I really think, like, my herbalist friends who are making medicine from the trees would be really good. Yeah, so I'm thinking definitely of a few people in particular. Heck yeah. I should see if they have, hold on, I'm distracted. Downtime. I should push pause, but I'm not. I should, like my friend Anne from Backyard Herbal, she makes pine medicine and things. I'm just trying to think of the treemovie.com. I don't know if they have an Instagram or not. How else can we promote this? If you're on Facebook, which I keep thinking I should be, but I don't want to be, spread the word. All right, back on Coltsfoot. Honor the precious gift of life with your awareness. So yeah, being right here, right now, with me, whatever you're doing, be very present. If you're multitasking, think about everything you're doing. Feel the desk on your hand. Feel the fabric. Feel the chore that you're doing. Now, granted, I'll never be able to complain about cleaning rabbit cages again to you. Oh, so sad. But even when I did that, I had 5 of them, and I knew it was going to take me an hour. And the best thing to do is for me to be present in the moment, get into the flow, and really quit the struggle. Because it was I don't want to do this. That's what made the chore suck. Once I just surrendered to it, and it's okay, this is my now moment, and this is what I'll be doing for the next hour. That acceptance, before I knew it, I was done. Now, many people have healed themselves of disease and anxiety and stress through breath work alone. So as I was talking about, reflexology and hypnosis, breath work is an incredible healing modality for stress, for anxiety, and certain diseases too. Some, such as Gay Hendricks, have created entire healing modalities based on releasing emotional blocks through the breath. Breathing is the key that unlocks a yoga practice, bringing it beyond the realm of simple stretching and to the level of transcendence and oneness. Keeping our focus upon the breath is the basis for many forms of meditation, which increase overall awareness and focus in our daily lives. So shout out to the lungs and breathing and all of that. So any current stress you feel, Coltsfoot wants to tell you, is the result of being out of touch with the present moment. And he's right, or she's right. I don't know. It's right. Because if you're stressed out, guaranteed, you're probably thinking about the future, or maybe stewing about the past. But if you were only in the present moment, you would not be aware of your stress, because you would see that stress as the illusion that it is. That stress is not right here, right now, unless you're listening to this podcast in the middle of a fucking crisis. But I doubt you are, or you'd push pause. But right here, right now, there is nothing to stress about. You might be going through considerable upheaval at this time. So allow yourself to grieve or be angry. Feel your emotions fully and stay present with them. So however you're feeling, the more present you can get, don't try to escape this now moment, get into it. Sometimes if it's uncomfortable, the best thing you can do is get into it more. You have pain in your body, literally try to get into that pain. Sink into that pain. Put all your awareness into it and just breathe into the pain. There is nothing inherently wrong with uncomfortable feelings. It is only the labels we attach to them and that blow them out of proportion. So whatever you experience, remember not to resist the present moment. Yeah, resistance constricts. It creates tension in the body, tension in the emotional field. Yeah, Yeah, so when I had that headache that I took ibuprofen for, I must have been resisting and constricting, even though I was trying my best to go with the flow. It's easier said than done, but the more I could get into the present moment, the more enjoyable it was. Like, yeah, when the federal investigator knocked on my door to, question me, I was thrown off a little bit. But then, once, I, took a couple of breaths and, I saw him as a human being and kind of had a laugh, how comical this has all become. And, before I knew it, we were kind of joking around about whatever, and he knew all about my YouTube channel and podcast. So if you're listening, hi, Todd. But it's a lot can be going on. There can be a lot of hoopla around you. Maybe the social scene seems a little overwhelming, but if you can just sit there and breathe in the middle of the chaotic hustle and bustle. You ever see well, of course now you don't, but a packed mall, shopping, holiday, seems nuts. But then there's that one person sitting on a bench that seems pretty at peace in the middle of it. They are not resisting the present moment. All right, to wrap it up with Coltsfoot, thanks for hanging out. This is way longer than it needed to be, but that's okay. I know how to stretch it out. I could stretch out Coltsfoot all day if you want to hang out. I mean, I'll just keep on grabbing my phone and going off on tangents, and we can make this a whole vacay if you want. All right, but my mom's texting me, so I need to go. Another lesson of Coltsfoot is to let go of cherished outcomes. The plant is unique in that its flowers appear and die back before the leaves ever form. Things may be happening beneath the surface of your life that cannot be seen at this time. So look at what a cool botanical message it has. It's usually leaves come, then the flowers. Coltsfoot's no, here are my flowers, and I will get you the leaves when I fucking get you the leaves. You gotta love it. You gotta accept that you are operating without all of the information sometimes. So Coltsfoot is saying, release the need to know exactly how things will turn out. I could really get my panties in a freaking knot right now thinking about, I don't know where I'm going to be living. I don't know where I'm going to be growing plants this summer. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Blah, 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 blah. I need to definitely accept that I don't have all of the information. There are divine forces working for me. Things are being taken care of. For the love of God, a woman drove 2 hours to take all of my rabbits. Clearly things are in the works. So could I just settle down and accept that I don't actually know how things are going to turn out right now? And I don't need to know. I really don't. Because whatever happens, I'm going to accept it and I'm going to breathe through it. So there's a saying that life is a journey rather than a destination. You might have heard of it. That certainly applies now. So don't really worry about that final end point. What's the point of that? The whole point is how and you get there and how you experience the get there. And really, do you ever get there? No. So just stay here, right now, in this present moment. And if your life feels like an obstacle course, do not let this deter you from your goals. All right, so in ending, Coltsfoot says, you may have to accept some form of failure that delays or changes the course of your creative energy, but stay with the process. And do not take yourself too seriously at this time. As with everything in life, this too shall pass. This Affirmation Minute is brought to you by our expansive herb of the week, Coltsfoot, and I dedicate them all to you. Thank you. I breathe in life. I open into the now moment. I let go of cherished outcomes and accept my present experience. I focus on my current state and feel a true sense of presence. I flow with joy and peace. I breathe in life. I open into the now moment. I let go of cherished outcomes and accept my present experience. I focus on my current state and feel a true sense of presence. I flow with joy and peace. And so it is. All right, thanks for hanging out. I could have published this like an hour and a half ago, but I kind of forgot what I was doing. Okay, you guys, Coltsfoot, all about breathing in that life, opening up into the now moment, opening into letting go of cherished outcomes. I really like that one. Just accepting where the F you are right here, right now, and focusing on your current state, because once you're in that now moment, you will feel a true sense of presence, and then you, yes baby, yes, you can flow with joy and peace. So let that be what it's all about this week here at Ho.